better nature. Wow. Too bad, huh? Too bad, this fucking snake. Always keep this in mind. Never let people of sympathy. Don't give them any credibility. Don't listen to them. Don't try to feel sorry for them. Anything bad that happens, their fault. I don't know why they do this. To stalking the police was actually previously convicted for felony level stalking. I mean, and the victim was vulnerable, which means, again, it could have been an underage person or a mentally ill person. And this is also, by the way, this isn't some mistake he made as a 20-year-old guy 20 years ago. He did this 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago. So this guy's actively in it. He's in the game at this moment. He's preparing for this whole life for this moment. Yes, exactly. And posting the location of an active law enforcement operation is not the same thing as conspiracy to harm an officer. That's a dangerous equivalence. So you're talking, it's a dangerous equivalence? I agree. And I want people to be afraid. That's the goal. I want people to be afraid of doing this because I find it to be destructive and damaging and horrible. And so I understand, yes, no, the goal is to make people afraid of doing this. Absolutely. It's the same reason why hitting a police officer's dog or their horse is considered assault on a police officer. Everybody knows a horse and a dog isn't a police officer, but the law is there to prevent you from doing it, and it's to disincentivize the behavior. And also, what could possibly be the outcome? And Maya, let's go ahead and let's work through your thinking, and then we're going to move on because there's a bunch of other stuff that's happened too. What is the other reason? And Trump's live at some investment thing? Oh, okay. Yeah, if he talks about this stuff, I'll look into it. But besides that, I think we have the right to report on law enforcement operations. So I don't agree with posting LEO's home addresses. I'm 100% against that. We have the right to report on law enforcement operations. So why do you think that this person is trying to report? What is the information? What do you think the goal is for the information to post their location and where they're raiding in real time? Why do you think they're doing that? Why is the person doing that? No, you just have to just think through this. Think through it. And also, why do you not agree with posting their home addresses, but it's okay to post their current location while they're trying to do their job? Because ultimately, the reason why it's bad to post their home address is because somebody could come to their home and hurt them. So if also you're posting their current address, this is the same thing that didn't Gawker lose a lawsuit on this back in the day with celebrities? I'm pretty sure they did. So we're retreading ground that we covered 15 years ago. Yeah, with Peter Thiel. Yeah, they already lost. What are we even doing here? Because they're acting in their official capacity. We have the right to know what the state's doing in its official capacity. I have no problem with him posting the information after the fact. I'm talking about in real time. Why do you think he's posting it in real time? And who decided that you have the right to know that in real time? That's different. It's very different if you're doing it in real time. It's dangerous for both sides. It is. It's extremely dangerous. That's how we hold the state accountable. And whenever you say hold them accountable, what do you mean by like? Give me an example of holding someone accountable. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by like? Give me an example. What does holding a person accountable mean? What do you mean by that? By that logic, we should also know all the military operations. This chatter is crazy. Exactly. So basically, what you're saying, I do not mean violence. I mean taking videos and taking them to court. So, based off of your logic, do you think that the federal government, like, for example, do you think the federal government should be allowed to do a covert operation to arrest, like, let's say there's like a child sex trafficking ring, and somebody posts that they were doing that online to try to head them off? Would you want that person to go to jail? That they said, hey, by the way, online, hey guys, I just wanted to let you know that the police are coming to arrest you for your child sex, your child sex ring. Would you want that person to go to jail? It's that simple. It's obstruction of justice. Well, the reason is that well, how do you happen to observe to plan to raid a child trafficker? I'm not being obtuse. I legitimately don't understand the question. Well, so basically, there are raids that the police do, and the reason why the raids do the reason why the police do these raids, like I can't even believe that I'm explaining this to somebody. I'm just gonna move on, but I'll explain your point. I'll respond to this. The police do raids on unsuspecting people, and they want it to be a surprise. That way, it reduces the risk of violence from both groups. It means that the police would be less likely to have to discharge their weapons and attack. And it also means that the people would be less able to fight back against the police, or let's say plant a bomb there. This person's that dumb? Well, they're just naive. They don't understand. Like, obviously, the people have the right to. without a seatbelt isn't allowed. The reason why it's not allowed is not only is it unsafe, advocating for rule of law, we support presidents broken thousands of laws. You're creating a false equivalency. I'm not going to waste my time with arguing about this. You're talking about Donald Trump. I'm not talking about Donald Trump. That has nothing to do with this. Standing in the highway is a bad thing to do. If you can't agree that standing in the highway is bad, then I really don't know what to tell you. I don't. I mean, it's just that simple. So, yeah, are you saying it's bad to break the law? Yeah, exactly. And more point on the graph. And again, it would be one thing if it wasn't explicitly against the rules, but it is. It definitely didn't look like he did, but I would say it was not. It was not mean to shoot. He didn't mean to shoot the journalist. I don't know. I watched the clip and it sure seemed like he meant to. But, mistakes happen, obviously. Let me see about over here. Mexican pride, like Mexico great again. Viva la Mexico. Fuck you. Okay, buddy, back to Mexico. This is unfair. Don't send me to Mexico. I don't understand this at all. They're fighting for a country they refuse to live in. Yeah, I mean, this entire thing yesterday completely went off the fucking rails. Like, I'll tell you that. I'm actually really shocked to see. So, I mean, this is, again, let me go back. I'll see if I can find it here. And where is it here? I've got to scroll all the way down. There's so much of this going on. Well, anyway, I do want to show you guys this too, because this part is very important. This has been an ongoing thing for multiple times. And contrary to what some people would have you believe, the amount of pushback and the amount of support for, holding these people accountable and arresting them is at an all-time high. I think that the majority of people want to see these guys and these people get arrested. So take a look at this.
If we just take a look at the baseline numbers here, this is Trump's net approval rating on immigration. It's gone up like a rocket. Compare now versus 8 years ago during Trump's first term. Look at this. In his first term, Trump was way underwater at minus 21 points. But look at this. He's up over 20 points. Now, in the aggregate, he is in positive territory at plus 1 point on his net approval rating. Some other polls even have it a little bit higher than that. There is no issue on which Trump is doing so much better than he was in his first term, more than the issue of immigration.
This is the reason why I think he should use the military if necessary, and also the National Guard, to just completely shut this stuff down. Everybody is agreeing with him on this. Everybody's in favor of this. Like, everybody is, like, really, I mean, like, people voted for this. Do it. I think the problem that a lot of people have right now, this is what I'm frustrated about, personally. Why are there not 3,000 arrests from yesterday? Why do they not already have the National Guard patrolling, making sure this doesn't happen? Build the camps. Yeah, it's too soft. They're way too soft on this. It's embarrassing. And you can see very clearly, this is what the public wants. So don't media and other content creators and people like this gaslight you. This is the popular opinion. The popular opinion is to put these people in jail and remove them from the country. The popular opinion. And this, like the crash out that's happened over the past few days, will only serve to make it even more extreme.
No one is. Trump is fighting for a fight on this because he knows what he's doing so far.
To put children in jail? This emotional manipulation doesn't work anymore. I understand, like, I don't care. If you're bringing kids over and you're trying to use them as like a shield for your bad behavior, then yeah, I guess they're going to jail with you. I don't care. I don't think most people do. I think a lot of average Americans are sick of having their own empathy and their better nature weaponized against them in order to justify a bunch of illegal aliens and criminals coming over and doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, and they shouldn't even be here in the first place. Yeah, bring your kid to riot day? What the fuck is wrong with you? Where are the parents? Where's the parents' responsibility for taking care of their kids? It's insane. No, you're not going to claim the moral upper hand whenever these people are willingly putting their kids in danger by doing this. It's outrageous.
Is working with the American electorate.
It's
Where
massively
does
working.
rank on issues for him?
And guys, I wonder, where do you think that it's going to push? Like, whenever you see a bunch of random people in masks flying every single flag except for the American flag, lighting self-driving cars on fire, and standing in the middle of the street, and, you know, like driving around in motorcycles around, again, like cars on fire in the middle of an intersection, I wonder if that's going to help Trump or not. Geez, I wonder. You might not be seeing this, and you might not see this, but I am a legal immigrant myself, and all my extended family and I are pro-Trump. Left-wing media is lumping legals with illegals, and it really bothers all the legal immigrants. Well, of course it does. I mean, I went to school with a lot of Eric Hernandez's, okay? Like, and, you know, like David or like Bill Rodriguez. This is extremely fucking common.
What was he doing compared to others?
Yeah, so I think what's so important is it is his top issue so far, and the reason it is his top issue is because take a look at the individual nuggets in here. Why are people approving of Trump on immigration, approve of these different immigration actions? Well, Trump's administration's program to deport those here illegally. Look at this, 54% approval. How about agents searching your hometown for those that they think are here illegally? Again, positive territory here.
There it is. And you can see, obviously, people do support this. And again, the majority of people support this.
50% for the issue of immigration where Trump is doing well. It's on the specifics. When you dive into the issues, Trump is above 50% and his actions are above 50%, at least with those most directly connected to what's going on right now out in Los Angeles.
So Donald Trump, the president, picking a fight on this, and to an extent, you see Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, a Democrat, and the California Governor Gavin Newsom pushing back.
Yeah.
So what do voters see in terms of their perceptions of Republicans, the president, or Democrats, say Gavin Newsom on this issue?
Yeah.
How is it not higher? They're literally illegals. I think that the reason why it's not higher is because he's talking about doing this wholesale. So there's a lot of people out there that want the deportations to happen, but they just want it to be for the people that are criminals. But what I'm saying is that mass deportations for anybody here illegally is actually the consensus opinion. Or sorry, I guess consensus isn't the right word. It's the majority opinion. But whenever you add in, especially people committing crimes or doing anything wrong, then you have a lot more people.
The American electorate believes that
this is what I'm saying is like this is the most extreme way of asking the question, and even this extreme way of asking the question generates a majority yes response. So think about whenever you get more specific.
the Democrats don't have a clue on the issue of immigration. I mean, you could just take it here. Closer to trust more in immigration, Democrats versus Republicans. Got 3 different polls for you across the board. They all tell the same story. Republicans lead on the issue of immigration. You see it here, CBS plus 6. You see it here, CNN plus 6.
Man.
You see it here, Ipsos, even bigger, plus 19. No matter.
It is just not popular to burn down self-driving cars and protect illegal aliens over American citizens. Isn't that shocking? Who could have ever guessed that?
What poll you look at, no matter which way you cut it, the American public is with the Republicans, the American public is with Donald Trump, and to a much greater extent than they were in term number 1.
Yep.
And it's not just on the broad issue.
And this is why he needs to be decisive, and he needs to act on this very quickly. If Trump actually does pretty much get rid of a lot of these people, and he forcefully does it, and you see mass arrests, and even you have, like, I think a big...
Do Americans hate foreign horror movies? Treehouse says, like, 36 billion Americans? No, not billion. 300 million Americans, I think. I don't know how many people.
And that is why Donald Trump is eager to take on this fight and eager for those scenes out of Los Angeles.
I was just going to use that word eager. This explains some of that eagerness to push forward ever more on this as it escalates. Harriet, and thank you very much for all.
Yeah, I think that there's a good chance that he's waiting for it to hit a fever pitch, and then after he does, then he's going to, like, basically mobilize the military or National Guard in order to take care of it. I think that's definitely possible, that he's kind of waiting. He's waiting for things to get worse until he, lets it pop off even more. Look at his most recent truth. This is just some bullshit, right? Yeah, he just posted some bullshit. Let's see here. If they split, we will hit. This is a statement from the President of the United States concerning the catastrophic Gavin Newsom-inspired riots going on in Los Angeles. The insurrectionists have a tendency to spit in the face of National Guardsmen and women and others. These patriots are told to accept this if it's just the way life runs. But non-Trump administration, if they spit, we will hit. Such a promise that I will hit harder than we ever have hit before. Such disrespect will not be tolerated. I'm going to be honest. If you're spitting on federal officers and they hit you,